The battle over clean versus fossil energy. What's at stake in Trump's budget bill? As the U.S. Senate gave the nod to a new budget bill on Tuesday and the House of Representatives prepares to offer its final verdict, energy and environmental policies are set for some significant shifts. This bill, which includes measures likely to hinder the growth of wind and solar projects, potentially eliminate climate funding, and encourage oil, gas, and coal extraction, is poised to stir controversy and debate. But here's where it gets complex. While the bill supports long-standing fossil fuel operations, it also sets new standards for domestic production and limits on renewable energy credits. Let's dive in and break down what this means for our future energy landscape. Tightening the reins on solar and wind initiatives. One of the central aspects of the bill is how it impacts tax credits for solar and wind power. Previously, projects could qualify for a generous 30% tax incentive if they began by 2032. Now, to take advantage of these credits, projects need to start generating electricity or building components by late 2027, ahead of the previously proposed timelines. Plus, new stipulations will require these initiatives to use domestically sourced materials. This move aims to support local manufacturing and reduce reliance on foreign imports, particularly from China. This shift could be a game changer for how solar panels and battery production are sourced and manufactured. Support for non-weather dependent energy sources. On the other side of the spectrum, the Senate bill is taking a favorable stance toward nuclear, hydropower, and geothermal energy. Tax credits for these sources will remain available if construction starts by 2033. The Trump administration supports this because these types of energy generation are not dependent on weather conditions to operate. This makes them reliable and consistent sources of power. Flexibility and trade in clean energy credits. An important highlight in the Senate bill is the flexibility around trade of clean energy credits. Developers involved in producing hydrogen or operating nuclear and carbon capture facilities can sell their tax credits to third parties. This gives them a valuable tool to raise capital necessary for launching and expanding their projects. It's a strategy designed to boost innovation and attract investments in cleaner technologies. The budget bill's controversial environmental choices. Now, let's talk about what could be considered the most provocative aspects of the bill. The reduction and removal of funds and credits from climate-driven initiatives. The bill rescinds unspent grants designated for clean energy deployment, low-carbon building materials, and reducing methane emissions. Critical efforts under the previous administration's Inflation Reduction Act. This shakeup could significantly alter the landscape of U.S. climate finance. Energy efficiency at home and beyond. For households and businesses looking to improve energy efficiency, the bill places new limitations on available tax credits. Incentives are now restricted to projects completed by the end of 2025, with commercial energy-efficient building improvements also facing a tight completion timeline. It's a crucial shift that could influence renovations and construction schedules across the country. The Arctic's oil and gas plans. One of the bill's more contentious points is the authorization for oil and gas drilling rights in Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Reserve. This region, home to diverse endangered species, has seen minimal interest from energy companies. Yet the bill promotes increased lease sales and a reduction in the royalties from these lands. This could have significant implications for environmental conservation and resource extraction in the Arctic. Fostering coal for steel production. Another last-minute inclusion could sharply affect the coal industry, specifically accounting for metallurgical coal, youth, and steel production. The bill could offer tax credits for advanced manufacturing and lower the royalty rates on coal extracted from public lands. This might provide a temporary reprieve for coal producers amidst tightening environmental policies. Reassessing the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The bill restricts funding for replenishing the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, potentially changing the stockpiling strategy of U.S. oil reserves. This decision could be a strategic pivot in response to global energy demands and geopolitical tensions. On a practical level, it means funding will now cover fewer barrels, potentially making energy reserves more susceptible to market fluctuations. What are your thoughts on these energy and environmental shifts? Do you see these changing as right for the future, or are they taking us in the wrong direction? Let us know what you think in the comments below.